guys, it's Caitlin and welcome back to my video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a 12-hour edition in New York City. On December 1st, my mom and I took a bus ride to this city and we got dropped off in Macy's near Times Square at about 8 a.m. and then around 8 p.m. the bus picked us back up and took us back home. So I'm going to be sharing some tips and tricks to make the best trip ever if you have just a little bit of time to spend in the city, what to do, what to avoid, and kind of how we made the most of it despite being tired and just having different scheduling conflicts and a limited amount of time in the city. I apologize if my voice is a little low today. I'm actually recovering from bronchitis. I'm sorry that I didn't make this video. I know I've been promising to make it for a while now, but I was pretty sick for a week and definitely couldn't talk really or film, so just bear with me and turn that volume up. So first up, I would say the number one piece of advice I have is to make a plan, but don't live and die by the plan. Like, if you don't have time to do something, if you feel too tired, if you feel too rushed, just let it go and just proceed onward. So my mom and I made a plan for exactly what we wanted to do, and we mapped out those locations of places we wanted to visit online, and we determined if we would be able to walk there, if we needed to Uber, or if we wanted to take the subway. And we decided that we would be walking everywhere. We decided that we wanted to stay in like one central location and do everything that we wanted to around one central area so that we could maximize what we were doing in the city. I think it's definitely important also to decide if you want to spend time in one location or if you want to visit the different neighborhoods. So we decided we wanted to stay around Times Square, Fifth Avenue, Rockefeller Center, those areas. The next thing that we decided was to choose like different activities that we wanted to do. I really wanted to see a Broadway show, so I decided to pick Frozen for us to see. We ended up buying tickets for the 2 o'clock matinee show, and then we kind of based our day around that. My mom really wanted to see something historic, and she decided that she wanted to see the Empire State Building. So as soon as we got to the city, we decided we would get a bagel and some coffee and just kind of like enjoy ourselves. So we walked in the direction of the Empire State Building, and we said, if we saw a cute coffee shop, we would sit down and get some coffee and a bagel there. Well, we didn't really see anything besides Starbucks, and we didn't want just like generic Starbucks. So we actually asked someone who was working at the Empire State Building, where did he recommend? And he showed us this really cute place right down the road called ETC. I would totally recommend it. It's this like very like modern coffee shop with like lots of foreign candies. They had all these Japanese candies, which reminded me of my trip to Japan in 2017. So I thought it was super cute, and they had amazing bagels. And I'll insert a picture of my bagel right here. It was rainbow on the inside and outside, and then I got cream cheese on it, and I also got a heart-shaped latte. And literally, that honestly was probably one of the highlights of the whole entire day. I was so happy getting that bagel and coffee. Sometimes it really is about the little things. So my mom and I sat there and we enjoyed our bagel and coffee, and we wanted to get some souvenirs, but we didn't want to have to drag them around, so we ended up leaving the coffee shop. And we both kind of regretted not buying any of that cute candy to take home because we never made it back to the coffee shop. We just didn't have enough time. So that is another tip I have. If you see something and you really think you will like it and you want to take it home, just buy it on the spot and don't worry about holding it. So we went to the Empire State Building, and you just buy your ticket in a little kiosk right there. I believe it was $38 per person, and we went all the way up. And the first floor, they have this outdoor observatory to go in, and it was so beautiful. The sun had just come up. It was a pretty clear day, and we took lots of pictures. It was so worth it. And then we went up to another level or no, the first level we went up to was inside, and it was like an inside observatory, and you just looked out the window. And then we went up to the final level where you go outside and you look at the whole city. And I would totally recommend this if you love taking Instagram pictures, if you also want to see something historic. It was definitely well worth the money. I actually didn't get too many souvenirs on this trip, but one of the things that I did purchase was this coffee mug that says Empire State Building on it. It's pretty basic, it's gray, kind of looks like a newspaper, but I do like to collect like travel coffee mugs from different places that I visit, so I thought that was pretty cool. Next, after we did that, we ended up walking towards Rockefeller Center, and we walked around Rockefeller Center, and it was very, very crowded, and we didn't get too many good pictures there. So that's something I would recommend to skip, is because Rockefeller Center is very crowded and very busy, and if you live in a place where there's an ice skating rink in the city, Pittsburgh has one, it's very, very nice, you know, like seeing Rockefeller Center is not going to be that different. So I wouldn't recommend going there during the holidays just because it is so crowded. We also went to St. Patrick's Cathedral, which was absolutely gorgeous. My mom and I are both Catholic, and so it was just a very nice, peaceful, spiritual Christmas experience. Just looking up there at the altar, at the poinsettias, we lit a candle for someone in our family, and it was just very beautiful. And I would totally recommend going there. It's really beautiful if you're religious. It's also very historic, so we had a great time there. And actually, I forgot, on the way there, I ended up purchasing my second and final souvenir just from the street. I said I wasn't going to buy any purses, but there was this guy on the street, and he had like all these purses, and some of the like Gucci purses looked pretty realistic to me. But I ended up going with a Louis Vuitton, and it also looked pretty realistic to me, but I don't know if it's real or not. I kind of think I might get it like appraised or validated, or I don't know what you call it. But it came in this bag, which like they usually do have these bags, like if you get a real one, and it says Louis Vuitton on it. And then it does have a tag that says Louis Vuitton Paris. And it has like the red up here, and I don't know, all the symbols to me look pretty real, but I don't own a real Louis, so I don't know. Sorry about that. And then I thought the gold chain was nice, and it says Louis Vuitton right here. And what really sold me was the inside has like the red velvet and the tag right there. So I don't know, you guys let me know in the comments below if you think it's real or not, if you've ever bought a purse in the street in New York City. I've definitely bought fake ones there before, but I thought this looked pretty realistic. And if it's not real, then oh well, at least it's a cute purse. So I ended up buying that, which was pretty exciting. So after we did that and we went to Rockefeller Center and St. Patrick's Cathedral, we really wanted to see the Walter Kerr Theater, where the Bruce Springsteen show was playing. That show was a little bit out of our budget, but my dad and I are actually really huge Bruce Springsteen fans. And we took pictures by the signs and like kind of were like looking for Bruce, but we didn't see him. But the show actually closed like a week later, so it was really cool to get some pictures there. And then after we did that, we went to the St. James Theater and saw Frozen. It was magnificent, the cast was incredible, the scenery was beautiful. My mom wasn't sure if she was gonna really like it. She's not as into like shows as I am, but she said it was phenomenal and she would totally recommend it. So if you aren't sold about the theater, just think that, you know, when you go to New York City, it is a pretty different experience. It's so incredibly professional and the people are so talented. So even if you're not really into that, I think that you still will have a good time, and we both totally recommend going to see a Broadway show. After that, we ate dinner at Shake Shack. It was jam-packed. We had to like wait for a table and then share a table with like 6 other people. It was literally insane, but we sat right by the window and we got to kind of like watch the people walking in the streets, which was just really cool. I think, you know, when you go travel anywhere, it's just really fun to do those like small things and just take time to like relax and enjoy yourself. But the Shake Shack was phenomenal. That's the third time I've had it. They don't have Shake Shacks in Pittsburgh, so that was a treat for us. And we weren't originally planning on going there, but it was just convenient and we saw it and we both knew that we liked Shake Shack, so we figured, you know, why not eat there? So after we ate dinner, we walked back towards the Macy's where our bus was gonna pick us up. By this time, it was about 6 o'clock at night. And so we ended up walking around the Macy's. It had 10 floors. It was incredible. My mom bought a baseball Yankees shirt for my brother. We looked at all the shoes, all the makeup, all the clothes. It was incredible. And then by that time we were tired and we had some time to kill. We had about a half hour, but we decided not to go anywhere else because we didn't want to like wander away from our bus. So we ended up just like sticking around the Macy's and waiting it out. And then we got on our bus and went back home. And I must say, I honestly didn't sleep too much on the way down or the way back home, but I don't think that affected the trip at all. We had a fabulous time. We both were really like flexible and easygoing about things. I think it definitely helped to just kind of like take those few food breaks and just sit there and relax. Also, doing the Broadway show during midday was kind of nice because that was a chance for us to sit down and get off our feet. We got over 15,000 steps that day, so we did tons and tons of walking. The weather was beautiful. It was like in the upper 40s and pretty sunny. So that's just my overview of 12 hours in New York City, what we did, my tips and tricks. I hope you guys liked this video. If you'd like to see me make more travel videos, give this a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!